What's going on, everybody? Ben Morgan of the Fins Up Network. We got some Dolphins news today from Mike McDaniel's media availability, obviously following that disappointing loss last night to the Chargers. I'm still in a bit of a funk. I'm guessing you probably are as well. Well, we got some decent news today that'll hopefully lift our spirits a little bit. Hopefully, we need that. If not, I recommend alcohol. Try that as well. It seems to work. And then some news that we just essentially saw the writing on the wall. Let's start with that right away because for the first time on a Monday following a game, Mike McDaniel didn't say he expects Byron Jones at some point back this season, but rather said, you know what? I don't expect him back this season. At this point, if he comes back, we'll see it more so of a bonus. So I think that kind of wraps it up at this point in time. If Byron Jones plays this season, I think we'll all be more shocked than anything. When the season started, though, we were all shocked that he wasn't playing. I mean, chalk this up as one of the bigger disappointments of the season for the Dolphins. You go throughout the entire offseason, Byron Jones on track to be available week one. Well, here we are. We're in December, and we're getting the news now that, you know what, more likely than not, that he's not going to play whatsoever. So we all know the ramifications of what this has done to us defensively, all the injuries in the secondary, now trading for Bradley Chubb to try to compensate for other ways, the scheme of the defense changing. We've seen it week in and week out. Is it Josh Boyer? Is it the scheme? Is it the players? Is it the performance? A lot of questions. And now, unfortunately, we're just not going to be able to see this season Xavien Howard and Byron Jones playing out on an island on receivers and letting our defense play to its exact strength. So, like I said, not breaking news, really. You should kind of say that it is because he's likely out for the season. But at the end of the day, I think we all saw this coming. Let's get to the better parts of the day, though, because Jeff Wilson, we saw him leave last night's game with the hip injury, did not come back. But Mike McDaniel said early tests so far avoided anything major. He's considered more day-to-day than anything, which would obviously make him questionable for Saturday night's game against the Bills. But like I said, he didn't return after that. What did we see? We saw Raheem Mostert, and we saw a little bit of Xavien Ahmed. So we'll probably see that moving forward, depending on what Jeff Wilson's status is here moving into Saturday's game. But right now at the running back position, we kind of need all the reinforcements that we can get. Think about what's upcoming here. Buffalo Bills, fourth best in the league in regards to rushing yards allowed per game. So we're already playing probably from behind right there because we know damn well our rushing offense isn't anything to write home about, for lack of a better analogy. I went old school with that one. But we need some reinforcements. And then what's in the forecast? It's Buffalo. It's December. It's snow. So there's ground game is probably going to be pretty crucial. Hopefully Jeff Wilson can go, but as of right now, considered day-to-day. Got some other encouraging news as well from one of our top playmakers, the top playmaker. This dude continues to impress us every single week. But we saw Tyreek going in and out of the game last night with that ankle, taking plays off to just kind of get a little bit of rest and go out there for the next play. But it looks like McDaniel said it's more bumps, it's more bruises. It's like your everyday kind of like every kind of game type of injury, something you can just battle through. He avoided anything major as well. So all signs are pointing to him being fine despite it being a short week against the Bills here this Saturday. But think about Jalen Waddle last week. He had that leg injury against the 49ers, basically was a little bit limited in some practice, but then was full go for Sunday night. I'm kind of comparing it to that. I think Tyreek Hill is going to end up being just fine. And then the last bit of news has to do with our left tackle, Trey Armstead. Really no news, but the good news in this no news is that he avoided any sort of setback, any sort of major setback with the toe and with the pec. And obviously his performance isn't what we've seen throughout the season. There were some hiccups here and there. That's going to happen when you're playing against very high other caliber athletes on the other side of the field. But when you've got the toe, when you've got the pec, when you're not 100%, that's going to happen. But at the end of the day, we saw him go out there. We saw him be able to get the start. He made it through the entire game, and he didn't get re-injured. So I would expect that we see him again Saturday against the Bills. And honestly, he's likely going to be nursing these injuries the rest of the season. He's been nursing the toe since week one. The pec's just going to be one of these things as well. I don't think that's going to get better when you're repeatedly putting that much stress and that much strain on that muscle as well. So we'll have to see how he continues to hold up here starting this Saturday against the Bills in a crucial game. I don't need to tell you how important that is. Plus, I'll be talking about it all week as well with the whole gamut of preview videos leading up to Saturday night as we end our road streak against the Buffalo Bills. But that's the news for today, Dolphins fans. And until next time, fins up.